So do you think you need a multi-million-dollar budget to live in Buckhead? Not necessarily. I'm going to show you one of Buckhead's most charming neighborhoods. It's walkable and the homes don't last long around here. I'm talking about Peachtree Hills, and I'm going to show you around this neighborhood today, walk around the streets, show you some home examples, tell you a few drawbacks of living in this neighborhood, and make sure you stay tuned because I'm also going to show you what is going to be coming right along the edge of this neighborhood that is very, very exciting. So let's get after it. Hey guys, my name's Molly and welcome back to my channel where I talk all things living here in the city of Atlanta. And if you are looking for a home in the city, well, you are in luck. That is what I do. I've been a real estate agent for 12 years. Would love to help you out. If you're ready to make a move, my contact info is down below. Would love to help you out. But you guys, I'm starting out here in Peachtree Battle Shopping Center. I've showed this before, but this is just very, very close to the Peachtree Hills neighborhood. So I wanted to start out here and then I will walk into the neighborhood. So I want to show you a quick spot of one place you can go to get some groceries over at Publix. There's a few different boutique shops here, places to eat. So this is just right around the corner from the neighborhood. You can walk to it. It's right off of Peachtree Road. But let me put up Peachtree Hills on a map so you can see exactly where this neighborhood is at. And you're going to see it's kind of outlined by a couple of major roads. You've got Piedmont Road and Peachtree Road, then there is Lindbergh to the north, and then you've got Peachtree Creek to the south of this neighborhood. So not a huge neighborhood, but it packs in a lot of charm. You'll see that here in a little bit. Getting around, so from Peachtree Hills, if you want to get over to the airport, you're looking about 20-25 minutes. Now, if it is rush hour traffic, add on to that commute, it'll take you longer. Midtown is around 12 to 15 minutes, and then if you want to get over to all the shopping over there in the Lenox Square area, budget about 7 to 10 minutes. So yeah, I'm not going to spend a lot of time walking around this shopping center today. I'll throw up a couple of shots so you can kind of get the gist of it, but I'm going to head out onto Peachtree Road and just go around the corner and head into the Peachtree Hills neighborhood. We'll get to talking about what it's like living in Peachtree Hills. Let's go. So yeah, I'm just walking into the neighborhood and it's so much quieter in here, even though you're just like a couple blocks away from Peachtree Road. I'm walking right on Peachtree Hills Avenue. This is kind of one of the main streets that cuts through this neighborhood. If you want to go east-west through this neighborhood, this is going to be your main road. And you know, traffic sometimes can get busy on here. So if you don't like living on a main road, well, don't live on Peachtree Hills Avenue, but it will take you right up into the center of this neighborhood that has some restaurants, not a ton, but I will show you those. It's something to walk to. I always tell people, you know, I get people that want to live in Virginia Highland or Morningside, but they're just priced out of that neighborhood. It gets so expensive. They want the same kind of charm level. This is one alternative that I suggest looking into. The prices are a little bit lower. We'll talk about the home prices here in a little bit. But I wanted to also bring up, you know, if you are commuting for work, I should mention that this neighborhood is pretty close to a couple major roads. We've got Highway 400 and I-85 not too far away, so you can get onto those. Also, there is a MARTA station very close to this neighborhood, the Lindbergh MARTA station, so you could zip up there and be on your way over to get over to the airport if you wanted to. So you have a lot of those options. And if you're wondering about shopping options besides that Peachtree Battle Shopping Center, you know, I've done a video of Peachtree Hills in the past. There used to be a Kroger there off of Piedmont. That has closed down. There's really not a Kroger nearby. I think the closest one would be over in Ansley Park, but there's several Publixes. There's the Whole Foods up in Buckhead. So There you go, that's your grocery stores. Let me keep on walking and I'll show you kind of the main hub of this neighborhood. So I've made my way up to Peachtree Hills and Virginia Place, and at this intersection, it's a cute little intersection. It has a stoplight here. That's where you know you're at the right intersection. There's not a lot of stoplights in this neighborhood, but just a couple places to eat at. Not a ton, not overwhelming, but it is something. So you've got this Verde right behind me. This used to be a J. Christopher, so they've swapped out pancakes and brought in margaritas. Now I am there for that. Behind me there used to be this cute little wine shop that has closed down, but then we've got a classic behind me, this tree house. This is kind of like Buckhead's little hidden pub and bar, so that's a good place to go hit up happy hour. And then I'm going to talk about a couple places just across the street that is a little unique to this neighborhood or any neighborhood here in the Buckhead area. So let me just cross the street and I'll explain that further. So right across the street from those restaurants is a unique feature here in Peachtree Hills. It is called Peachtree Hills Place. This was built back in 2019. It is a huge complex. It is a 55 and older community, which I will be honest with you, you don't find a lot of these kind of communities in the city or in the Buckhead area, but here is one of them. It is a luxury retirement facility. It has assisted living if you need it. Lots of activities here, dining. There is a pool, croquet courts, fitness area. So if you're looking for that, or maybe you've got an older parent and looking for like their next step in life, then this is one option that is right here, kind of just in this beautiful neighborhood, a lovely area to walk around. The condos in here, now I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think they get pricey. They're like $1.2 million. Now there are some cottages that were built just across the street. They still have access to all the amenities here in this main complex area, but there's not a ton of them. It's just like, you know, 5 or 6 of them. I don't actually know the list price on those, but my guess is they are going to be in the upper $1 million range. But that is an option too if you're looking for, you know, single family living, but still have access to a lot of great amenities. So this is called Peachtree Hills Place. Again, 55 and older. There's about 200 units, so it is definitely a big spot. Now, right across the street, you're going to see this huge other complex. This is a townhome complex built back in 2019. It's called Hillgrove Townhomes. There's 44 units here. These were built by Ashton Woods. These are large townhomes. They have, some of them have elevators. You'll get like 3,000 square feet. These will cost you $1.2 million. The HOA is around $554 a month, but that is one great townhome option if you're looking for something that's a little nicer and newer here in Peachtree Hills. And I'll be honest, there really are not a ton of townhomes in Peachtree Hills. It's going to be mainly single family homes, but I'm going to walk down to the green space that is here and show you that next. Oh man, I just realized I didn't have my microphone connected, so hopefully the sound hasn't been too bad so far, but at least I caught it now so you can enjoy the rest of the video without really bad sound. But before I hit the park, one condo complex I can tell you about. Again, there's not a lot of condos in this neighborhood, but Right behind me here, we do have one condo complex called Garden Brook. You get about 1,000 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. The HOA is around $492 a month, 84 units. You're not going to get covered parking. These are just older garden style level condos, but it is gated and it's in just a sweet little community. So, okay, now let me hop across the park and show you the park that is here in Peachtree Hills. Well, I completely missed the memo that Peachtree Hills is getting a makeover with their playground. So they're actually in process of installing this new playground. It looks like from the signs I saw, this will be completed in October of 2026. So get prepared for a brand new playground that's going to be bigger and better. But otherwise, you got a big baseball field that you can play in, and then they have some tennis courts here right behind me. So you got a couple different options here in the park. I can't wait to see what this new playground looks like. Now, across the street from this park, there's also a little hidden restaurant that some people it flies under the radar. But if you ever watched Top Chef, there is a chef on there, Kevin Rathbun. He is here in Atlanta. One of his restaurants is right here across the street from this park. It is called KR Steak Bar. It is so good. Go check it out sometime, even if you don't live in the neighborhood. I love going there and having a bite to eat. So KR Steak Bar, he's got one other little place there. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll walk over there and get a shot of it. But yeah, just a great little spot. So, all right, let me duck into the neighborhood, show you some home examples, and I'll tell you what it actually costs to buy a home here. Alright, so I'm just walking down one of the streets just very near to where the little cluster of restaurants are. And if you're wondering, what does it cost to live in this neighborhood? Because there are some darling homes in this neighborhood. A lot of these are going to be cottage style homes, bungalow style homes. Well, the average price for a single family home in Peachtree Hills is just over $1 million. It's $1,037,000. And I will say, you know, if you have a budget in that $800,000 to $900,000 range, you may still find some homes in this neighborhood. This is one neighborhood that you can still find a cute little bungalow under $1 million. Now, it's going to have some quirks, and I'll talk about those here in a little bit, but I'm coming up on one home example I can share with you right now. It is right behind me, and this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, just over 2,000 square feet. It sold for $1.155 million. It was listed for $950,000. So that's one thing. It is very competitive in this neighborhood. But this home, it's not an open concept at all. It's a lot of choppy rooms. The laundry is in the crawl space. It has a nice flat backyard, a galley kitchen with granite countertops, but a very well maintained home. So a couple things I'll say about homes here in the Peachtree Hills neighborhood. On average, you're going to get about 0.2 acre lots. So you're not going to get a huge yard. So if that's something you're wanting, you need to look in different parts of Buckhead or another part of Atlanta. On average, these homes are going to be selling over 102% of the list price. Like I said, homes here sell very quickly and it's very competitive. Average days on market is 2 days. So if you're wanting a home here, you cannot wait for a week to go by before you go and look at the home. Hold on, I want to get run over. Okay, like I was saying, average days on market, 2 days. So you cannot wait around to make an offer on a home here. They go quickly. And the reason they go quickly, one, location, you get some walkability in this neighborhood, and the prices are still reasonable. There's a lot of people looking for that cute, charming bungalow home in a very well-established neighborhood. It's really hard to find those under $1 million anymore. And this is kind of one of those last areas here in Buckhead or in Atlanta where you can find exactly that. So I don't know how much longer you're going to find $800,000, $900,000 bungalows in this neighborhood. I mean, I remember that in Virginia Highland. That's where I live. I remember back in the day, you could get a 4-bedroom, 3-bath bungalow for like $900,000. Now you're going to have to pay like 1.6, 1.7 to get into the neighborhood with a 4-bedroom home. Yeah, this neighborhood is probably going to have a similar pattern. So, okay, let me keep on heading down the street. I've got another home example to share with you, and this is more just under that average price point here in the neighborhood. Okay, so my next home example right behind me here, this is a typical bungalow layout. It's not huge, it's 1,800 square feet. It's a 3-2. It was listed for $900,000, it sold for $960,000. Renovated kitchen, the primary bedroom is carved out of the attic ceiling. Not a huge backyard, but there is something. So there you go, that's an example of a home kind of in that just below the average price point here in the neighborhood. Now, one thing you're going to notice if you are driving around, or as I am putting up shots of different homes here in the neighborhood, is that, you know, a lot of these homes are older. They're not going to have a garage. They're going to have a driveway. That's just kind of, you know, old home living here in the city. So if it's a newer home, and there are some newer style homes in this neighborhood, you'll get a garage then, but you're going to be paying more like in the upper $1 million to almost $2 million range for some of those newer construction homes in the neighborhood. Ooh-wee, okay. I'm walking up a hill and the sun has definitely come out, and I'm walking here in August, so it is muggy, it is hot. I'll try not to sweat too much on you, but let me keep on going, talk more about the neighborhood next. Now, for the majority of this neighborhood, you're not going to have sidewalks except for on that main road. That's a lot of neighborhoods here in the Buckhead area anyway. But I would say it's full of a lot of young families, some newlywed couples. I think this is a great place to be retired, single level living. It's a very quiet, charming area. Lots of kids fill these areas. But I will say, because a lot of these homes are on the smaller side, I find that these homes get turned over quite a lot, because some of these homes, even though they can be so cute as a button, they do not have a lot of storage. Their layouts may not be 100% practical if you've got more than one kid in living with you. So I find, you know, a lot of people end up moving onto a bigger home as they outgrow it, after they have, you know, that one kid or the 2 kids and the dog. You just get too crowded. So you're going to have a lot more turnover in this neighborhood, but a great atmosphere overall. Now, another thing you're going to notice if you drive through this neighborhood is there are so many homes with these white picket fences. I mean, if I had a drink every time I saw a white picket fence, I would be stumbling right now. There are so many of them. So it just adds to the character of this neighborhood. One other thing I should mention before I forget are schools. If you're wondering what schools are zoned to Peachtree Hills, that would include E. Rivers for elementary. You've got Sutton Middle School and North Atlanta High School. And they all have pretty good ratings, but I would say do your homework, make sure they're going to fit what you're looking for in a school. But there you go. Check that out, another house with another fence. Anyway, you know, again, as you are driving around this neighborhood, there are gonna be all these charming homes, But I will say, remember, a lot of these homes can be deceiving because they can look cute on the outside, but they can just be quirky on the inside. You sometimes have very small closets. Your laundry is in the crawl space area. So you get some quirky layouts, you're lacking some storage space. But one house example that I will show you here that has been fully redone is right behind me here. And this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, just over 2,300 square feet. This sold for $1.3 million. It was listed for $1.195. So definitely a competitive home, but it had been fully redone, a lot more open, fully renovated, beautiful kitchen. It had a turfed backyard. So you're definitely going to be paying if you want something that is more renovated and has much more of that open layout format, or just a more practical form layout with maybe some storage too. So, okay, you know, I told you that there's an exciting thing in the works with this neighborhood. Before I tell you what it is, let me drive over to where it's being worked on. We'll get to that next. Feels so good to be in my car for just a second, get a little bit of AC before I get back out of my car. I'm telling you guys, it is like 90 degrees outside and I am sweating. All right, so here is the scoop on some exciting things that are coming here in Peachtree Hills, and that is the Beltline. Okay, it doesn't look like anything right now, and yeah, it's still a work in progress, but the Beltline is going to skirt right on the southern edge of this neighborhood. And I just came down at Kinsey Court, and this is going to be an area where you can access the Beltline. And what I have read is that they're going to be building a bridge. So right behind me is Peachtree Creek, and they're going to be building some kind of bridge that will cross over Peachtree Creek and then will get you over into the Armour Yards, which is kind of a cool spot. They've got a Painted Pickle, which is pickleball, a place to grab some drinks. They've got Sweetwater Brewery there. There's East Pole Coffee. And then beyond that, then you're basically right by I-85, and then you're onto the existing Beltline that's right there along Ansley Park and the golf club. So once that gets done, that's really going to be a game changer for this neighborhood. It's already kind of a walkable neighborhood, if you will, but this is going to make it even much more walkable to access. You know, you can get on this and head west and get over to Bobby Jones Golf Course and get some more exercise that way. Or you can get over into Piedmont Park pretty easy now from the Peachtree Hills neighborhood. If you try to get over to Piedmont Park right now, you really have to do a lot of zigging and zagging along Piedmont Road, but now you can pop on this Beltline. If you had a bike, you can cruise on over there. It'll be a much easier way to get there. So that'll be very, very exciting. Now they say they're going to have this done in 2027. We'll see, maybe at the end of 2027. I don't think it's happening anytime soon here, but that'll be a very, very exciting thing for Peachtree Hills, just to have this whole section of the Beltline done. And if you don't know what the Beltline is, you need to go watch some videos on my channel to know what it is all about. It is just an amazing way to get around the city on foot. Okay, let me head up and I'm going to tell you one thing to watch out for in this neighborhood. Okay, so here's one of my cautions of living in Peachtree Hills. I'm walking right on the northern edge of this neighborhood along Lindbergh Drive. Is it Drive, Road, whatever. I'm walking along Lindbergh, and this is kind of the cutoff mark. And if you are looking for a home and you see one that's for sale and the price looks attractive and it's on Lindbergh, I just want to let you know you are on a busier road that's kind of like a cut through between these neighborhoods that goes east-west. It's a 35-mile-per-hour zone, but sometimes I feel like these cars are going by at 50 miles an hour. So if you don't like living on a busy road, this might not be the street for you, but there are going to be some charming homes on this street. And fun fact, I don't know if you know this, but John Mayer, back in the 90s, he lived in Peachtree Hills. And in fact, he lived in this bungalow right behind me. Now it has since been remodeled, but Yeah, and the funny thing is John Mayer was the first concert I ever went to, and I happened to go to Vegas for a bachelorette party. We were eating at the Palm restaurant, and there he was. He was in the restaurant, and we finally worked up the nerve to take a photo with him. But yeah, John Mayer here in Atlanta. Who knew he lived right here in Peachtree Hills? As I'm out here walking in this summer heat, one thing that crosses my mind is, where can I find a public pool? I mean, your house here just may not have a big enough yard that you could even possibly build a pool, but good news that you are very close to a public pool over in Garden Hills. It's just the neighborhood north of here. You can swing over there, go into their pool. It's for public use. So that is a nice thing about this neighborhood, is you're not very far from getting to a pool, especially in this summer heat. Okay, let's talk about pros and cons of living in Peachtree Hills. So on my pro side, I mean, one, you're just going to get charming homes. If you're looking for no cookie cutter home, definitely this will fit the bill. Number two, it is walkable. You know, it is one of the more walkable neighborhoods in Buckhead, but I don't think a lot of Buckhead is super walkable anyway. But this one, you can get to a couple little restaurants, a bite to eat, a drink or something like that. And with that Beltline coming soon, that's another pro. That's really just going to change the atmosphere here and your connectivity to other neighborhoods. And finally, you have quick access to I-85 and Highway 400 and the MARTA station if you need that transportation. On my cons list, you know, as I have mentioned, a lot of these homes are going to be smaller homes, you know, 1,600 to 2,000 square feet. So if you're looking for those big homes here, there's just not as many of them. There are some, but not as many. The good news is they won't cost as much as, you know, a bigger home. There are old home quirks, you know, like I mentioned, laundry can be in the basement. You can have small closets, lack of storage, just kind of a wonky layout in general. That's just how some of these old homes are built. And con number three, homes just sell fast here. That's a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that people want to live here. The bad thing is you're going to have to be competitive if you want to score a home in this neighborhood. All right, you guys, well, that pretty much wraps up my tour of Peachtree Hills. If you want that charming home or that white picket fence, you can definitely get it in this neighborhood. I think it's a great option for first-time home buyers trying to get into Buckhead, retirees, you know, if you're an empty nester, maybe even have just one kid. It's a super adorable neighborhood, very quaint, and I hope you liked it. What did you think? Let me know in that comments. But you guys, I'm not out here sweating it to death for the fun of it, just to give you a video. I'm hoping I can help you out further when you are ready to go and find that home. Reach out to me. Do not be shy. That is what I am here for. I love running into you out in the wild. I've ran into a girl just last week when I was out and about on the Beltline. She stopped and said hello. Would love it if you say hello to me if you see me out. I'd love to say thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. You guys, until next time, I'll see you around the neighborhood.